Welcome to this webinar, which is all about being savvy with social media, and we're going to hopefully support you with some tips and tricks and stories as well, business stories from other business owners and some of our clients as well. We're going to showcase what they've achieved online and just show that it is actually achievable. You don't need to be stressed with social media, but you do need to be present. So I'm going to kick off by sharing the presentation. Okay, so this is for the Port Tourism and Business Network. It's all about engaging visitors today with the stories of yesterday, but that's only part of it. Again, it's supported by the University College Cork, the EU funds Ireland Wales, and Aberystwyth University in Wales. And I hope I'm always tongue-tied when I'm trying to pronounce Welsh words, but I love the Welsh language. Okay, so again, just a reminder why we're here: to support, engage, help business owners to diversify and grow, and support communities to grow, to encourage collaboration across the water, back and forth, and to support sustainable business. The focus is to provide simple and smart online and offline resources, tools, and directions to support effective promotion and business growth. It's all about upping the ante. It's something I'm very passionate about, and helping people to reach their full potential. So today, the support we're going to provide is we're going to look at the why of social media, the so what of it, defining your ideal client avatar, looking at ports past and present material and media and mediums that are there. They're free, they're ready to rock, and they can be used in your business and for your business. What resources have you already that you may not recognize yourself? Marrying the online and the offline. Be social on a shoestring. You don't need a huge amount of money to do this. Absolutely not. And there's one business owner who has kindly come along today to tell her story about her social media journey. Sharon Farrell from Face Credit. She will tell you all about doing it on a shoestring, as well as will I. Tangible tourism, telling your story. And the biggest, I suppose, challenge for people in the tourism industry, or people who depend on tourism for a proportion of their business, is making what they do tangible before the client meets them, meets their business, or meets the experience. Creative Canva, which is one of the key tools that we have, the professional version of it. It's brilliant if you make use of it. We're going to look at scheduling and having some social scheduling and balance in it as well. Okay, can everyone see the screen? I've just been 1 second now. Can anyone see the screen, guys? Sorry. Yeah, you can now.
Yeah, we can see it now. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at the business reality as well a little bit. We'll talk about a support session that is available to everybody that's a member of the network, and a session assessing your social media platforms, the who and the why and the what social media platforms you need to be using. Okay, why is this valuable for you, your business, and your port, right? Now, you're in business to make money, and you're in business to work with the type of clients that are going to pay for your services or pay for your product and value it. Why is this valuable? It's valuable because social media helps you reach the ideal clients that you want to serve, reach the ideal people that you want to work with, that you want to provide your service to, that you want to showcase your port to. So when we started this network, a lot of people said to me, sure, that's only for tourism businesses. No, it's not. It's not. This network is for businesses, and I can't say this strongly enough, that depend on that tourism traffic coming through each of the 5 ports of Holyhead, Pembrokeshire, Dublin, Fishguard, and Rosslare. So it does impact on you. Social media now is a fact of life, and myself and Sharon were talking about that earlier on this morning. It's a fact of life, and it's how people interact now. It's how people find information. Sometimes it's not correct information in some cases, but it's engaging and being present. You do not need to be on it 24/7, but social media can help you increase audience reach, increase awareness of your service. If you don't try, you'll never know, right? I'm a big believer in that. Give it a shot, right? Learn about it. There's lots of things that we don't know about. But these are things, if you're in business, you have an obligation to yourself and your business and to your customers to look at this piece, because it's hugely powerful if it's done in the right way. And it means that when people come into your port or into your region, they know, if they've seen you on social media, I know that the B&B that TJ runs is in Holyhead. I'm going to go down and have a look at it. I know about the Orient, right? If you don't interact with them, how the hell are they going to know? Okay, right. The first thing, and it's one of the things that we work a lot with with our private clients, and it's hugely important, is identifying your customer, not putting yourself out to the masses, because that's not who you want to serve, and that's not who will value your business and your service. Getting very definitive about who you serve, where are they, what are they looking for, and how are you going to reach them and engage with them. Okay, again, I'm going to say this again because it's very simple, but it's really, really important. And it's a game changer when you look specifically at the type of people you want to serve and you want to, and I say serve because I come from the tourism sector, and you are serving people as business owners. That's what you do, right? So your ICA, your ideal client avatar, who are they? What do they do? Where do they hang out online? Where do they hang out offline? All right, you've got to marry the offline and the online together. Why would they want to come to you? Why? What can you give them? Right? What need do they have that you facilitate? Okay. So in our case, just using our business as an example, people come to us when they've got challenges in their business, or when they want to create consistent cash flow, or they want access to funding, or they want business plans and feasibility studies done, or they want project facilitation. There's clients now I'm going to be talking about down the road. Some of them are in the tourism sector, one or two aren't, but it's all relative, right? Where are they? What platforms are they on? When it comes to social media, where are they, right? I'm not on every platform because it doesn't serve me. And to be honest with you, lads, social media is an enjoyable piece at times, but it can, let's be honest, it can be a pain in the face at other times as well, right? But I'm not on every platform because that's not who I am. I have clients to look after, I have customers to look after, and I have a business to run. But I do have a balanced presence, I hope. The girls will tell me different shortly. And then look at, what are your clients looking for? What are these audiences and these ideal people that you want to work with and you want to serve and you want to provide your service to? What are they looking for? When are they looking for it? And how can you engage with them? All right. So there's a few slides in this morning, but that's a key one, looking at your ideal client. Okay. Because otherwise you're flying blind. Okay. The first port to call, pardon the pun. And we spoke about this in a previous webinar. Look at your existing resources, right? Your own circle, your existing customers, guests, or visitors, your contacts, your suppliers of service. Don't underestimate them, right? And your counterparts. Look at all of those pieces and see, okay, well, that's where do I start? Well, start with what you have already. Start with the contacts you have. If you're on LinkedIn, look at those contacts. What are they looking at? If you're on Instagram, I would go so far as to look at your phone. Who's in your list, your contact list? And then look at people who have used your service. Are you utilizing that list? Right? That's free stuff and it's already there, right? Excuse me. And look at the counterparts that I've written in here, right? You can collaborate with people and you can learn a lot from what other people are doing online as well. Doesn't mean you copy them. Don't. Be yourself. You know, own your own space. Do you, as I always say to my little girl, and she always says to me, Mommy, I'm going to do me now. I'm going to do me today. So do you, like, you know, be true to yourself. Okay. Choosing platforms. Why do you choose specific platforms? I'm going to look at one or two of them really quickly, and I know Sharon's going to speak about her own pieces as well, which I'm really looking forward to. choose platforms that are going to suit you. So for instance, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, not as active on Instagram as I probably should be, but it has very low impact on my business at the moment. Why am I on LinkedIn? Because I'm a professional and I have to be there, right? But also that's where a lot of my ideal clients are. They're present on LinkedIn. Excuse me. They're business owners, they're key decision makers, they're project facilitators. That's where they are. Okay. Facebook is dying a little bit. However, people are still watching. Okay. So for instance, TJ, in your situation, you're running a B&B in the Orient, beautiful, by the way. I'm looking forward to paying a visit. In Holyhead, your ideal clients, and I know we haven't spoken about this, but some of your clients may be couples, families, right? Friends going away. What are they looking for? They're looking for a nice accommodation experience as well as the location experience. So I want you to think about something, TJ, for a moment. I'm going to pick on you now. Sorry for a second, right? But I want you to think about, okay, well, where are my ideal clients? What could I be doing a little bit differently online? Not just showcasing the property that you have and the accommodation, but also the full location experience. What's around you? What other services, activities, experiences are in Holyhead that you can provide on your social media as information? It's not all about closing a sale, guys, or getting a booking. You know, it's about being real with this. Okay. If you focus, business is a numbers game, and so is social media. But if you focus on, and this is only my belief, if you focus on the numbers all the time, then you've lost. You have to focus on what's going to bring people to your location, what's going to bring people into your business. Okay. And choose the platforms that fit you. We've often had business owners come into me and say, Jesus, Megs, I need to be on all the platforms. No, you bloody don't. You don't. Because not every platform is going to suit you. TikTok, for instance. It's the bane of my life at the moment because my daughter's on it all the time. And as I was saying to Sharon earlier on, she's getting an American twang now because of it, which happens, right? But that's not my platform. That's not my people at the minute. That might change in time, but it's not a valuable space for me, right? So don't panic about the social media. You might only need to be on 2 platforms. Look at what fits your business and fits you, right? Where do your prospective bookers, visitors, customers hang out online? Okay. Right, some smart stuff. And by way of a reminder, I suppose, because many of you will be very familiar with this, Canva, we'll talk a little bit about it in a while. Video, using the social media reels, YouTube, the right platforms, then I've listed some of them there: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. I know there's others. I know there's Snapchat. And also just really quickly, like repurpose, repost, recycle, right? So if you've got, what I mean by that is you might have a post that you're putting on Twitter or Instagram, but that could be a multifunctional piece. You can always, I always do this because I don't have time, right? I don't have time to be doing 10 versions of the same thing. So if I can do a post that'll work across Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, happy days. I might have to change the language around, say, LinkedIn, or the terminology, but that's a key one. Repost, repurpose, recycle. If you can use, and you're being sustainable as well, right? But if you can do that, it'll save you time and headache. The simple stuff works. This doesn't need to be complicated. Show behind the scenes, get real with your business. You know, I did a live this morning in the car, and it was nothing to do with tourism, it was to do with construction. And it was just 2 minutes. Now, look, it wasn't perfect, but it was done. Okay. And I'm the face of the business. So, as myself and Sharon were saying earlier, people like to see, they like to see what the person, they like to get to know the person, because no matter how technologically advanced we become or go forward, there's still a person behind every post. There's still a person behind every business. And people like to deal with humans, human to human. And I said that before, and I say it again probably, but just remember that. Show behind the scenes. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty, right? Let your personality shine through. There's some people who see me and they won't want, they'll say, "She's the wrong, I couldn't deal with her now." Right? And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Right? But hopefully that's not too much. It happens too much. But it's, let people get to know you in your business. So Christian, tell me a little bit about your business for a minute. I'm going to pick on you for a sec.
Yeah, so my business is Clifton Coffee. So we own 2 coffee outlets in Holyhead.
Okay,
So
great.
we're literally just in the town centre, just off the bridge. So it's right where majority of the tourists go.
Okay.
Yeah, we target like professionals and specifically outdoors people. So we give a lot of the customers like advice on all the outdoorsy stuff to do around Holyhead and Anglesey.
Okay, brilliant.
For the professionals, we just provide like free Wi-Fi and like quiet working spaces.
Okay. I must look you guys up. Do you do much social media pieces, Christian?
Yeah, we're quite active. We're very active on Instagram.
Okay.
I've literally just hired now a social media manager, so it's taken a bit more time off me now. So
Okay. So with, you have 2 very different markets there, right? So with the professionals, are you active on LinkedIn?
yes, I am.
Good man. Good man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So, do you show behind the scenes stuff? Is there stuff there? Like could you, for instance, right? The consumption of coffee is increasing.
Yeah,
I'm married to a coffee lover. And I'm a tea drinker. I'm a big tea drinker. The girls here will tell you that. I need Barry's tea with me in the car. So like, could you do something like a quick barista tip for someone when they're making their coffee at home?
yeah. I've written a couple of blogs on our website regarding that, but we haven't done many videos. But this is something we're slowly going into now because
Yeah.
we also have a roastery, so we roast our own coffee.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice, nice. There's a couple of them after opening over here. There's a former Irish rugby player actually after opening one down in Limerick, where I'm from, Keith Earls, and he's flying it with it. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice piece actually. It's, people are liking that. So delighted to hear that, Christian. So Christian, like, if you can, even in the roastery, right? You could do a nice 2-minute video on your bloody phone. You don't need to be using high-tech stuff for this. I'm telling you now, lads, there is no need to be throwing big money at this at the moment, right? You don't need to. I'm in business 12 years, and I'd say we have paid for very little stuff. Like, we've done our own organic, a bit like you, Sharon. We've done a lot of it ourselves, and like, my background lends itself to that. But like, you could do a lovely one about, this is our roastery, Christian Cuffin, introduce yourself. I know none of us like the camera. I worked
Yeah,
in the media, Christian, and I don't like the camera. I really don't. But it's a necessary evil when you're in business. You just have to embrace the pain and get on with it. But you could do something nice with that, about the roastery element, and
we,
increase awareness. Does that
yeah,
make sense?
we have done a few like behind the scenes look into the roastery, and
Mm,
we're eventually gonna push like roastery tours specifically for like cruise ship guests. So we're gonna try and get in contact with
brilliant.
cruise ship,
Okay.
offer that as a tour.
Yeah, and you could maybe, I don't know if you know TJ, but the two of you guys, if you don't know each other, you should talk, because there might be something there for you two to collaborate on. And, she could increase awareness to her guests about the Cuffin coffee, and vice versa.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm always happy to collaborate as well.
Yeah, no, great, because that's a big piece of this network. That's what that's about as well. It's about creating positive collaboration and connectivity, right? So thanks, Christian. So balance is very important with this. Balancing the offline and the online. People go too far one way and not enough the other. And that's a challenge. Your business, like after COVID, I saw a lot of business owners panicking saying, Jesus, I need to do everything online. And someone said to me, we've been using online systems and Zoom since 2013, 2012, 2013. So we were used to it, which thankfully, touch wood, we were so lucky. But when that hit, there was a bit of panic. And someone said to me, oh, you would probably go 100% online. And my answer was no, I won't, because the people piece is very important. And certainly for all the business owners here and all the entities here, the people piece is incredibly important. So online and offline. So there is a quote, online marketing rarely is able to appeal to more than 2 of your senses. Yet offline, often, if utilized the right way, represents the options of multi-sensory appeals, right? Martin Lindstrom, a very well-known business owner and entrepreneur internationally. So you've got to get that balance right. Don't go too far one way and not the other, okay? So now we're going to look at ports past and present and the resources that this initiative presents to your businesses as well. And we're going to do this really quickly because I don't want to go too far over time. Okay, so these are all online, guys, and we can share them with you afterwards. So there's documentary films there. They have films on each of the 5 portal regions. Use them. They're there to be used, and they're beautifully, professionally shot pieces of creative genius. So look at them, use them, and engage them in your business. They're sitting there waiting to be used, okay? There's also the creative connections. Again, beautiful pieces of art and media developed by these fabulous practitioners and creative specialists, right? They're there. There's libraries, there's a library of images, there's stuff that you can all use. Now, Rita Singer, who has done an awful lot of work on this project with regards to video pieces, she is more than happy to share the videos that are done, and we can do that as well, Jenny, can't we? That are done, and all the other piece access to those pieces, and we will share out those details. But like everything else, and you might say, oh, Max, that's a bit of a headache. It's not. Use them. They're professional pieces of stuff that you would have to pay a lot of money to get done yourself, okay? And they're fabulously presented as well. Port stories. Now this one Alva, you're on the call there this morning, and Alva McDade from the University College Cork is doing a huge amount of work on the port stories. Now, they are looking at all the businesses going forward. I know that you guys were in Dublin recently, Alva, and you got on really well. And there was professional stories. Now there's a lot of historic stories, but if we go to the business stories, they're there in the mix as well. I'm trying to find, I had them there this morning.
The boathouse there, Mags, if you go back up, it's just, I think it's maybe the fourth line or third line. This one, yeah, the boathouse.
Right. So if you look at this, right, there's images, there's the story of the business. Like this stuff is powerful because you can build in links there from your own website, from your own social media to this to find out more and drive traffic that way. Alva is visiting each of the ports. She's Dublin done, and I know she'll be going to Rosslare and the other ports as well over the coming weeks and months to document the stories for the members of the network. This is an invaluable opportunity because as a professional photographer, Claire Keogh, whose work is absolutely outstanding, who will be doing, and she's won awards for her work and been really highly accredited in national press. So you have those images then as well afterwards. Those images will be handed to you to use as you wish in your business. Okay, so that's a huge value piece, and there'll be images taken that will be used up here on this website, and also a story written. Alva will put it together using her magic journalism skills. So she will put those together as well. So I think that's something that is there. it's ready to go. And we can definitely share Alva's contact details, Alva, if you want to put them in the chat, maybe, Alva.
Yeah, I'll pop them in the chat, and anyone that I
Perfect.
haven't been in touch with before, please drop me a line. I'd be delighted to get that started for anybody.
And it is something that I would definitely say go and engage with it. Now, there's always tech in the mix, and I love tech when it works, right? And at the moment now, my tech is not working. All right, so Port Places then as well is an app. Now I can't get onto it at the moment. It doesn't seem to be working here. But however, Port Places is an app that has been developed by James Smith, working in the University College Cork and also between there and Aberystwyth in Wales. It's a fantastic app. It's really a fantastic app. So Christian and any of the other business owners on the call here, definitely engage with it. It allows people to find you when they're going into a region, and it allows you to put up your own profile, to put up information about your own business. And I think it's going to be an absolutely invaluable tool. But like every tool, it's only of value if use is made of it. Okay, so we'll share details on that. Yeah, Jenny here, my colleague, has just shared details there in the chat as well. So do take note of it. That's another piece that you can use in your social media. Let people know you're on it, right? And let people know that you're applying some smart tech to your social media as well. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go through these really quickly. Some of these are clients of ours, and this is all about tangible tourism, right? And these are people that are really making an effort online. They're all small to medium-sized enterprises. Some of them are a little bit larger, and they're all businesses I know very well. There's one or two I'm not familiar with, but most of them I know quite well. So we're just going to go through a few of them, if that's okay with everyone, and then we'll have Sharon, the lovely Sharon Farrell, will be speaking to you all about her own social media journey then. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, so Castlecomer Discovery Park in Kilkenny, a mighty, mighty business. It's an activity centre, really has a lot of heart and soul to it. And there's Kathy, who is the manager. We've done a lot of work with them and with Kilkenny Tourism. And like, see that simple video? That's not long, right? It's a not-for-profit. It's amazing what they do. Half the stuff they do actually frightens me because I'm afraid of heights, but they're very, very definitive about what they're there to do. You can walk in the trees on ropes, right? That kind of lark. My husband would love it. So they've built an amazing initiative up there. It's hugely popular. It's set on 80 acres. They've got Ireland's longest zip line. If you've got kids or if you're coming over from Wales, definitely worth an old visit. But I wanted to show you, like, they're a non-for-profit enterprise, and they don't need to be doing huge stuff, but they have their YouTube channel, and it's simple stuff. Okay, so if you take any inspiration from any of these, run with it. Okay, now we're going to go into Sweet Chick. Sweet Chick is an American business. It's actually owned and run by my cousin John. John started with a corner shop, a burger joint. He's a born and reared New Yorker, and he started, like Sharon did, doing this stuff himself. Now he's got, like you see there, the following. And that's only on his Instagram. He's been on a lot of TV shows, but he did all this himself. And it's only recently now that he brought someone in, like what you're doing, Christian, to take over his marketing, his social media, because they have so many facilities. But if you look, right, the imagery, right, and this is about making things tangible. You can really taste that, right? It's, I suppose, engaging the senses of your ideal clients and customers. Right. So anyone here who's in the food business, definitely worth looking at John. John Seymour is his name. There he is there. But like, there's an awful lot of stuff that he's done that he'll tell, like I was in New York a couple of years ago and I went and had dinner with him and I was staying near him and he was saying to me, Mags, it's all simple. Like it's camera. It's like, you know, it's not, he had to, now he said he did have to go and read about stuff and learn a lot of stuff himself. But it's working for him. Okay. So sweet chick. All right. Now, it's good to look at international and other locations when you're looking for a bit of inspiration, guys, okay? Right, let's look. I'm going to look at the Seacrofts. Okay. So I don't know if anybody here from the Welsh side knows the Seacroft. You know them, Christian? Okay, so they're a simple facility, right? But see that drone video? That's very simple stuff. It's not complicated, but it gives people a good aerial view of where they're coming to and an idea of what's there. And I like this: eat, drink, and stay. You can do it all, right? To me, as a prospective visitor, I'm like, happy days, everything there under one roof. It's near the sea, lovely jovely. I can get to everything easily, right? But one thing I noticed that they do quite well. Now, this is social includes your website, okay? To my mind, it always includes your website. I like this: join the family. Right, and that's about jobs, but it's the terminology and the language that they use. Nice imagery. Again, it's simple stuff, and it just shows that the simple stuff works. Okay, find a pub. Right, let me have another look now. They outline their beers. So Christian, I haven't looked at your business online, and I will do after this. But like, introduce people to your coffees. Right, TJ, introduce people to the accommodation options, okay, and the breakfast options. Put it there, because that's the hardest challenge, is to make something tangible. Okay, I won't spend too long. Kutch Coffee, I don't know if they're a competitor, Christian, but they are fairly present online, and I'm not going to go into them there now, but they are fairly present online. They run an art element to their business as well, which gives a whole different experience of coffee. So they're not the same as you, Christian, and you're not the same as them, right? But it's a different experience. It's trying to build that experience into your business. Kiltorkin Raceway, and I'll leave it after this because we're running out of time, but Kiltorkin Raceway is 364 days a year operation up in Kilkenny. Very simple business. What they do, and I know the business owner quite well, he's a client of ours, Anthony. They do very simple social media. Very little, because they are busy. They are out the door busy, right? And it's an amazing business. And just take a look and see what they do on Instagram. I'll share this with you guys afterwards, okay? Because there's a lot of examples, like Hotel Doolin and Clare, and there's an artist there, the Home Place. You know, these are small entities, and some of them are medium-sized, that are making their presence felt online, okay? Canva. If anyone hasn't got a Canva account, get one. You can register for a free account. You can literally do anything through Canva on social media. Sharon, I'm sure you'd agree with me on that. We have the professional version of it because we use it so much and we need it. But literally there's templates there to really dumb it down and make it easy peasy, which is what I definitely needed in the early days. You know, keep it simple, and it gives you templates, lovely photographs, lovely images that you can use for free. Look it up. So it's canva.com if you're not already on it. Then this is just an example of a social media calendar that we've done for one of our clients, actually. Jen, isn't it recently? Yesterday we were looking at it. And I'm happy to send out this version to anyone who wants it. It just helps you map out what you want to do and what you need to do, because like your business, your social media needs a little bit of a plan. You don't need too much of a plan, but you need a plan to know what you're posting, when you're posting, and why you're posting, okay, and where you're posting. So that's something, excuse me, we will happily share with you, and you're free to use it how and when you wish. Is that okay with everybody? And would people like to receive that? Yeah, okay. And now I would like to introduce you to the lovely Sharon Farrell, who I have to thank for coming along this morning. Sharon is not in the tourism business. And I actually like this because she's going to bring a completely different perspective to the social media journey. She started her business in 2019 and she's grown, I'd say, at a rate which is brilliant. But she has really found how valuable social media has been to her business, and she'd like to tell you how she did it and how she started. So I'll hand it over to you, Sharon.
Great. Thanks a million, Mags. So first of all, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I run a company called Face Credit Consultancy, as you can see. So we are a collections agency, outsourced credit control. We do credit and collections training, and we do consultancy. So it was a type of business that I think people didn't expect to see on social media. Because their interpretation of credit control was debt collection and bailiffs at the door and a negative impact. So I had no other company to look at and see what are they doing that I could copy. So when I founded my company in 2019, I had a background in corporate. I'd worked for multinationals and I'd worked for larger SMEs. So I actually didn't have any social media accounts myself. I was terrified of social media. I didn't know how to post on Instagram. I didn't know how, I didn't have any following on LinkedIn or any social media accounts. And I really was starting from scratch. And naively, I thought when I opened my company that once my website went live, I would be inundated with bookings. And I realized that wasn't the case. So I started to do research around social media. What could I do for my business and where do I start? So I thought, as Mag said, about my ideal client. Where do they live? Where do they hang out? And how do I get access to them? How do I get seen by them? I did do some research. I read books on social media, and I started to listen to podcasts and go to webinars like this, where I learned from other people on how to use social media. Thankfully, my business in year one doubled, year two tripled last year again, and looks like we'll do the same. In year 1 and 2, 70% of my business came from my social media, 70%. All organically. I paid for no social media gurus in my business. I didn't pay for Google AdWords. I didn't do any sponsored ads on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on Instagram. It was all organic, and it paid off. So I know I'm not in the same industry as you, but I was in an industry where it was difficult starting on social media because already people had a negative idea of what it was that we did. So I'll tell you where I started. We were a B2B company, so business to business. So my ideal clients lived on LinkedIn. And what I would say to everybody is, think about your profile, wherever your platform is. That's your shop window. So that should be professional. Take the time to make sure you have professional photographs or your logo up there, and explain to people what it is your offering is and what makes you unique. Because when they're searching on any social media platform, that's important so that they can find you. So that was the first thing that I did. I made sure that my professional profile across all of the platforms that I used looked professional, and it told people, not using jargon, using very, very clear written words, what I do. That would be the first thing that I would say. And then I thought about how best for me to explain what it is that I do. So I started to post very small videos on LinkedIn explaining to people what real credit management is and how it is actually not a non-aggressive tool. And it was a very soft sell. So they got to see my expertise, my knowledge, who I am and how I do business. And honestly, on week 1, I think I got 2 views on my videos. And people, you can look at other people on social media and think, I'm going to give up because they have thousands of followers and I have 2. or I have 10. But don't let that deter you, because I kept going and I kept thinking, if I was in a room with 10 people, here we are today, explaining my business, that is fantastic. And if of those 10 people, one person buys from me or starts to follow me or starts to tell other people about me, that's how it all starts. And I kept going with that. So I did one, and then I looked to see, and after about 6 or 7 months, my following started to grow and people started to engage with me. I think on month 2, I started to get customers. But, you know, I didn't let my small following make me feel that I wasn't successful. I stuck with my plan. I put out the content that showed my expertise and my business, and that was really how it grew. And then I started to, on each platform, it will give you feedback and information on stats. So who was looking at my posts, who was engaging with them. So, and that's all free. So you can do an analysis of who engaged with my posts. And then that I said, okay, so it's business owners, it's finance directors. So I started to create content for them, not for me, not the stuff that I liked to do. I started to create content for them that I felt would add value and let them see my expertise again. So encourage them to come back and buy from me. Now I have to say, the first time I posted that video, as Mag says, I was so camera shy. I wanted to jump out the window and never open it. So I was afraid to look back in case people had said negative things, and they didn't. But so be brave with it. Even if you're not comfortable in front of that camera, you will never get comfortable unless you try, unless you do it. And it was never perfect. I stuttered sometimes. I stumbled over my words. You could see that I was nervous, but I still put it out there, because if you're gonna, it's never going to be perfect. And that will hold you back if you're looking for perfection when it comes to social media. What people want to see is the human being behind the business. People buy from people. If they go to your area, they get off the ferry, they land there, they're going to look for the person that they saw on social media. They're going to go into your coffee shop and look for you because they saw you on social media. They're not looking for perfection. They're looking for somebody that's relatable and human like them. So don't let that hold you back. Please don't say, because I stuttered, I have to create that video again. Just shows that you're human. And that's what I did. So I started to look at the analysis on each platform, and I saw what was doing well, why it was doing well, and I just worked off that information and started to create more content. So that my first experience was on LinkedIn, and then I moved on to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And the reason being was people look for you on those different areas. I thought about myself as a consumer and a user of social media. I like Instagram, and I look and I'll see people there that I can relate to, and I'll follow them. So I use those platforms slightly differently. My LinkedIn profile is very, very professional. I only will post very professional posts and very professional information on that. It's never perfect. I make sure that my spellings are correct, but the videos and the content sometimes isn't perfect, and that's okay. On my Instagram, I let people see, I suppose, the softer side of me, a little bit at home, behind the scenes of my business. I'll go onto my stories and share if I've had a tough day. And that makes me very, very relatable. And I felt that I really connected with my audience there. And again, I don't have a huge following I have a big following on LinkedIn. I don't have a huge one on Instagram, but I have followers that I want. They're my potential clients. I don't look at that and say, oh, I only have 1,000 followers or 2,000 followers. I look at that and say, all of those followers really engage with me. They really get to know who I am. And again, sometimes that will convert them into a sale or into a client, because again, they see that other side of me. And Facebook, again, as Mag said, it's dying. I'm not a huge user of Facebook. All the content that I post on Instagram, I refurb and I post on my Facebook page. Again, I'll slightly change the wording, but I'll post it up there so that I have a presence, because sometimes people will look for you. Different people are on different platforms. And then recently I've started to use YouTube, where I can create those longer videos. So for LinkedIn or for Instagram, the reels were huge. And you don't have to do the dances that people are doing or the silly stuff on your reels. If you want to, and you're a good dancer, you know, go for it. But what I would do on reels is I would create very short videos explaining what it is we do in our business, or I'll put a collage of photographs together or small videos, and I'll post those. That got me huge reach, and again, people connected with me. For my LinkedIn, very short videos, less than 2 minutes, where I give top tips to client. But for YouTube, I want to create longer videos, and people can go there, and you can send them from one platform to another. Again, on my website, there's links to my social media, and that's really important, so that when they're on your website, they can click on your LinkedIn, have a look at you there, click on your Instagram, find you on your Instagram, click on your Facebook and on your YouTube. So all of that, my main, say my head office shop is my website, but then there's links to all of my other platforms, so they can find me everywhere. I wasn't a big, huge user of social media at all. I didn't like it, but it is there. It's here to stay. It's what people are doing. Everybody is on their phone. The phone is with them all the time. If we have a break, we are all on our social media. We flick through Instagram, we'll flick through Facebook. So we have to be there. That's where our clients hang out. They're on social media all the time. On the bus, they're on social media. On holidays, they're on social media. So we have to be there. I am not on it all the time. I schedule my posts like Mags does there, and I mix them up. So I'll do some videos, some picture posts, some blogs, some reels, and I'll mix it up during the week, and I will look at my analysis all the time to see what's working. On Instagram, you can look and see, you know, is it male or female? Is your followers, the age group? All of that information is there when they are most on social media, so that you can maximize visibility when you post. And that was really, really important to me. And I only use it not for my ego, not because I think I'm an influencer, because I want to get business. That's why I use it. I want people to buy from me, and I want to be seen, and I want to portray my business in the best possible light. So I'm always aware of that when I'm on social media, that it is my shop front and it is my business. So best foot forward all of the time. I don't say anything that I wouldn't be happy to be seen again by everybody. So I'm very careful about what I post, but I am definitely authentic. I am myself. I didn't get anybody else in to do it for me because I felt I could sell my business the best. I understood what it is, and I really wanted to learn about social media, that I understood what it is, how we use it, how it can benefit my business. And I honestly have never looked back. It's been a massive, massive tool. So what I just have is, and I'll send this information if you want, Mags, to you, some top tips before we wrap up. The profile is important. It's your shop window. Use professional photographs if you have them. Mags was saying there, you have nice photographs and imagery. Use them. People want to go to professional places. They want to go to have their best coffee, their best day, their best experience. So highlight that in the most professional way that you can. And again, Google is a great tool for taking great photographs. YouTube, all the tutorials are there and they're free. So go find them. So the profile's important. Be platform specific. As I said, I don't post the same things on Instagram as I would on LinkedIn. I change it up. I know what people want to see on Instagram. They want to see, you know, the softer side of me, the personal side of me, but they're slightly different on both of them. Invest time in doing a little bit of research. So look at other businesses. I look at financial services all the time on other, I don't copy them, but I get ideas and I say, I could use something similar like that in my business. I like that. I don't like that. So do a bit of research, look at your competitors, see what they're doing, take the aspects that you like, that you feel could work for you, and invest a little bit of time in it. Remember, social media is social. So I would answer every single question that comes in. I will answer every comment. And I would always see it, like if somebody said to you, well done, Mags, congratulations, you wouldn't ignore them. You'd say, thank you so much. Do that on your social media. It helps you to connect with your audience, and they love it because people feel, oh, I'm delighted to, they've answered me. That's really, really important. So remember, it is social. don't let perfection hold you back. It's never going to be perfect. Be brave. I really felt like crying every time I had to create a video for it. So be brave, and go outside of your comfort zone, post those videos, post that information, and just try something. It is trial and error. Some things didn't work for me, some things did. But again, look at the analytics of each platform, and that will give you the feedback. So there are all my tips. I've 9 there. It has helped me grow my business, Mags, and everybody. It was a business that people thought you could never put on social media because of what we do. But I have a lovely, warm audience. I know I'm very well known on LinkedIn. When I go places, they say, oh, you're the cash lady from LinkedIn. So it has definitely helped me. And so go for it. Don't hold back, and utilize that free advertisement that is social media.
Sharon, thanks so much. I agree with every single thing you've said. And 9 is the magic number for me. So if you want to send on those tips, and I'll share them out with everyone.
I will, for sure.
Okay.
Yes,
if you're happy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have it there.
And thanks so much, because I'm big about being authentic, lads. I don't like BS, so I keep it real. And like Sharon, I'm a different person outside of work. I'm not a different person. I'm still the same Mags, but I'm not suited and booted. I'm in my runners and my jeans and hoodies and all that crack, right? But that's a different life, right? So when you're in business, you've got to put your game face on, you know. The other thing as well that you mentioned there, Sharon, and it's something it reminded me of, do not forget about the ports past and present media pieces that are there. We're going to share them out, I think, Jenny, afterwards, because Jenny has put it in the chat. But like, that stuff is so valuable. But again, it's only a value if you make use of it. And I remember, actually, Sharon, you reminded me there, doing the first video. Oh my God, I nearly lost my life.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Terrifying. But you know what? The majority of people are generally decent, and they like authentic, right? And one thing that you said there that I'm big on, like, and I always say it to clients, if I miss a call, I'll come back to you. I'll always come back to people, right? So like that on social, acknowledge people when they give you a compliment or they ask a question, you know, that's interaction. That's you getting in front of someone who could possibly be a client. And if they're not, they'll talk about you to someone else. So it's all about building that and being real, you know. Thank you so much, Sharon, for that. I enjoyed it. I learned a couple of things off you. So fair play to you. So I want to just bring somebody else in here now. The Tweeting Goddess, people who might have heard of her, and for those of you that haven't, Samantha Kelly is the Tweeting Goddess, and she specializes in Twitter and LinkedIn for business, and she is a powerhouse at what she does. She has provided us with some tips to share with yourselves. So I'll go down through them. So make a social media plan, which we've referenced this morning. And she knows, like, she's got a huge reach internationally. Write articles and posts that give value. Write press releases and build relationships with journalists. Hashtag journal request hashtag on Twitter. Retweet their tweets. Okay. Now, Sam says something here. I'm just going to quote her. There's a lot of noise out there, which there is. It's all about standing out from the rest. And that's what you have to do. Don't try to be like everybody else. That's boring. I'm certainly not a fan of being like everyone else. And I know you're not either, Sharon. That doesn't make you stand out for the right reasons. Okay, don't be a sheep. That's what I say to my daughter. Don't be a sheep. Know your own mind, right? Same with social media, right? Take photos, lots of them. Promote your business and other local attractions. Ask your customers for testimonials and feedback, and push you on their social media and ask them to share that with people as well. If you have a relationship where you can do that. Build relationships online with others in your industry. Tell stories, why you started, why you love it, where it came from. Again, it's that people piece, and that's a module of ours in a program where we deliver, the people piece. So important. Use the right social media platform for your business. Make sure your branding reflects your core values. Okay, so ethos and culture and values, hugely powerful, especially post-COVID, because now they have become influencing factors for people when they're purchasing. Okay, so it's not just about price anymore. It's not just about the brand anymore. That's part of it. It's about your ethics, your ethos, your culture, your values in your business. Raise your profile by connecting with your target audience. And they are some tips from Sam. Follow her online, Tweeting Goddess. That's her handle, or Samantha Kelly on LinkedIn. And also, I'll share out something that Sam is providing to the network as well, to help you if you need help on social media at any stage. Okay, she's a busy lady. Okay, so that's the Tweeting Goddess. Now, we did say that as part of this network, and I know I'd mentioned this to Danielle and to Claire, that we hadn't gotten around to it, but we will do it now, is if you need to look at your business, it's a free piece, lads, not going to cost anything. 20 minutes, a business support and strategy session. Just give us a shout. You know where we are, and we'll be doing other webinars over the next couple of months. But just let us know if there's anything specific, because you're all small to medium-sized enterprises, right? If there's anything specific that you need help with, or you have a query about, I'm going to give you an opportunity now in a minute as well to ask questions, either to myself or to Sharon, if that's okay with everyone. And there are our contact details. My number, the office number, our email, and connect with us on any of the platforms. And that's our post, our address as well, if you need to find us. So I would like to open the floor for a minute to questions. Would anyone here like to ask anything specific about social media, or indeed in general? Any questions? No? There's surely a question from somebody. Would anyone like to ask a question about their own social media for their own business, or look for any other tips from either myself or Sharon?
We explained it so well, they just knew.
Oh, there you go, Sharon. There you go. But also follow Sharon as well online. TJ, have you any questions? No, Christian?
No, just great workshop. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Christian. You're very welcome. And look, we are true. We're being authentic and real here. There's nothing, absolutely nothing rehearsed, I can tell you. But if you want, we'll send out some of the content afterwards as well to help people, just to remind you, because this is the way the world is going. It's here to stay, and we have to be a little bit social savvy. Don't let social media stress you out. Okay, it can melt your head. And another thing I'd say, and it's something I do every year, twice a year, take a digital detox. Switch off. All right. When you are away, maybe it's good for your head. Let me tell you, it's amazing for your head, and it's important because it's all about keeping that balance. All right. So just remember that piece as well. So I'd like to thank Sharon for taking time to be here, and for all of you for taking time to be here. And just once again, before I go, has anyone anything they'd like to say or ask? Or Liz, would you like to, Liz Jones? I can't hear you there. Your sound isn't working, is it? Danielle?
Just to say thank you. It was really interesting. And Sharon, great to hear your story, and just, yeah, the honesty of, you know, if social media is honest, actually it's more appealing to us all. We like to contact, you know, make connections with other humans.
That's the truth. And it seemed so terrifying to me at the time, but I wish somebody had said to me, you know, we all feel like that by times.
Yeah. No, we do. Anyone else like to say something before we leave? Are you all good? Okay. With that, ladies and gents, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to be here this morning. We will share out all the information. We'll also share some of our own savvy social tips as well, and Sharon's information and the information from Samantha Kelly, the tweeting goddess. And here's to being social and keeping it real online for the greater good of our businesses. Okay, take care and have a great day
Thanks,
ahead.
Millie.